Hi. So, I'll wait till people get on here. If they see it, if they can find me, I'm always confident that the right people can always find me though. Good morning. I'm kind of getting up late today. Let's see. So, I'm waiting for my friends to get on here. Hi, Holly. I just left the kitchen all dramatic with my coffee, and I was like, I will try not to rant about bitch witches at the top of my lungs, leaving the room for dramatics. So, I have a lot to talk about astrologically. We're going to talk about Mars and Neptune. I have a lot of Pisces around here. So, Pisces is Neptune ruled. We have lots going on astrologically as soon as I find my video. I'm going to talk astrology. I want to talk a little bit, I gotta find this too, I can't even find the video. I want to talk a little bit about integration. That's the word that we use a lot. I think of integration as, like, I do a lot of soul retrieval, that will be an integration to me. But we see a lot of people, I don't want to say like Teal Swan's kind of teachings where they're talking about integrating the dark side and things like that in the shadow. And I'm pretty good at that kind of stuff. So I want to talk a little bit about the shadow pertaining to healing as soon as I can find my video. I'm still searching for it. Crazy. I got it. So I went live on Mike's channel yesterday, and I was really horrified to see that. I can't share the video because I'm banned, but it had like more views on his using his account, kind of like it used to for mine, before they stopped notifying everyone I was going live and hiding my videos. It was a little concerning to me. I really got to see a good perspective on what Facebook is doing to my channel using another account. So every time I log on to his account, I just get really pissed off anyway. Like, I go to log on, and if you saw his feed, you would understand. And I can't really comment to people. They never know it's me. I don't know why. So he tells me to try to stay invisible. So I am like posting in the groups to my healing page, but if I go to write back, it does it on his account, so it doesn't really work good. So I usually just keep getting annoyed when I'm logging onto his account. I have been posting on Instagram. I do that anyway, but I'm never on there. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll work on my YouTube channel, right? So I uploaded a video yesterday, uploaded it to my wrong account. I just saw this morning. Nice work, right? I was like, great work. So I might be working on my YouTube channel more. I'm going to try to do like little mini videos for the people's questions that they're hitting my inbox with, like, so I can do little Ascension question and answer videos. If you guys have any ideas for questions you want answered, hit my business page inbox. That's the best place to find me at, because I'm going to start doing like a few videos every day. Hi, good morning, Asperizia. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Gabrielle. So, after I'm done ranting about Facebook banning, which is so appalling that it's such a popular topic, like if I get on feed and start ranting about Facebook bans and the usual, people are real into that topic for some reason. Makes you think. Hi, Tamara. I'm Facebook banned again. I'm so mad about it too. So mad. I started to sound crazy ranting about witches again on feed yesterday. But, you know, I saw this video on how they say witches get possessed more. But it will make sense because they're kind of playing around with things like magic and the occult. Who knows, right? I don't look at those people as witches, though. I just look at them like negative entities. Hiding in witches. So, good, Tamara. I'm hanging out. I'm waking up. They're doing construction on this house again, so it's like level crazy. I'm working a lot. Like, I'm just working on my site and doing my usual while I'm Facebook banned. I got new Reiki books. I'm real excited about that. So if anyone has taken my Reiki classes already or is taking them, I got new handbooks that I'm real excited about. Things I'm working on. Yep, contracts with entities. So, we have Mars is in Neptune. It's going to really affect the divine masculine right now, too, where If you're a guy, get ready for some intense upgrades. I think the whole planet's feeling it anyway. I don't think anyone is exempt. This is a planetary ascension. So everyone's feeling the same energies on some level. I'm just going to put it out there. There's a lot of emphasis on healing going on, clearly, right? With Ascension, we're going to heal. But there's a lot of emphasis on the bad things that people have been through, the traumas, revisiting these things. You need to understand that if you ever pull a memory of something that you experienced that wasn't good to go through, you're revisiting it again. We have mirror neurons in our brain. So when you're just viewing or thinking about, your past experience that didn't go good or traumas, you're going through it again and again. It's not a good idea to be continually bringing up past traumas and revisiting them or whatever it is. It's not going to heal you. It's probably going to be bad for you to continually be experiencing events that you did not like. I think a lot of healing our experiences will come from more perspective on what was going on. It's very easy when you're going through the third dimensional matrix reality to play the victim or see yourself as that way, right? For every hero's story we have going on, we have perpetrators, right? You can't have a story, think of a novel, you can't have a story without the bad guy, right? It's just the way it goes. But we need to understand that any situation we encountered, we were playing that role too. So I always say, if people have karmic lessons they're going through, which might appear to have been negative experiences or negative relationships, you're meant to clear these things. You're meant to release them. We came here and took on a lot of collective karma. Like, we're supposed to be the ones that come and transmute it and heal it and move on. We're not meant to integrate the shadow, as Teal Swan and many other people are trying to teach people, because we don't integrate darkness. In my reality, I'm not getting comfortable in this darkness. Like, a lot of people seem to be really comfortable in that shadow work, right? They love it. For me, this is about inner alchemy and transmuting any darkness within you, conquering it, progressing into more and more light. We're trying to get back to source, back to oneness. It's time to let this stuff go. We don't integrate, carry it around. It sounds a lot like integrating the ego too, which will bring me to my next topic. It's time to release it, to move on, to get over this stuff. Like, anything that you've ever been through, I guarantee you that was only a glimpse of what you put other people through this cycle too. Just a little glimpse. Like, people are so hung up on the experiences, the other people around them. This person's the narcissist, they tortured me, blah, blah, blah. And we're not seeing the big picture of how we got these lessons, how we continually kind of attract them. If your life, where you are right now, seems like you're getting the same lesson again and again, it could be like, a lot of times my lessons come in the people around me, right? That's what I've found, that I'm learning through the people around me a lot of the time. So if you're continually attracting bad dating partners, the narcissist, things like that, those are things that you need to clear. We're not going to be able to intellectually process this stuff to heal it. It doesn't work like that. We're not going to be able to start to just think about our life and, through logic, heal these things. It's not going to be done that way. It's more like, these are energetic patterns that we need to clear and we need to reprogram. This healing is going to be done on energetic levels, not with logic. We're going to have to learn how to set that aside right now. And with the astrology going on, we're shifting from Venus retrograde to Mercury retrograde. We're kind of seeing this battle between the heart and the mind with where we're being led. You had to set aside logic. I said in California, and I love this conversation I'm always having these deep encounters and conversations with people on my path. I'm all about, depth and things like that. So I'm having this conversation, and I had to say to someone, before I was getting ready to go to the United Kingdom, I had to say to someone that you cannot make sense of what I'm doing with logic. It won't make logical sense. And my friend, how adorable, was like, oh no, I can turn this into logic. You really can't. This is a soul pull, an internal compass, an intuitive feeling that is guiding you around. And too many times we're shutting down that intuition where, you really don't want to hang out with someone and then you're like, oh, they're not that bad. You need to stop second guessing your intuition. That's what's leading you on this journey. So when we don't listen to it, whether it's, I always use the example, your friend wants to hang out, you don't. You just go to get it over with, to make it, just get it over with. That would be not listening to your intuition. that would be shutting it down. The more that we silence ourselves, you know, the harder it is to hear ourselves. We have become a society that is very disconnected. Throw in all the medications, alcohol, GMO food, chemtrails, vaccines, I could go on, like infinite list, right? Throw in all this garbage too, and it's furtherly disconnecting people from themselves. So I'm going to remind you guys that we are all channels. Every person on this planet is a channel that can appear, you know, in different ways. What you're channeling is going to be determined by your vibrational frequency. So, you know, as I say, people are all channels. When I was at a low frequency, I was not taking in good things around me. I was not attracting good things to me. So we're receiving information, right, in the form of downloads a lot of the time for this channeling. It would just be like a knowing, downloads, you know, things coming to you from the universe. Make sure that you guys are checking where this spiritual information is coming from. It's not any different than when you guys listening to me or the things you're downloading in whatever regard. You guys need to pay attention to, are these teachings, because there's a lot around us. Go pull up Google. There's a million spiritual articles. There's YouTube videos. There's vast information this day and age, which can make this very hard, this journey to discern. Make sure that the teachings that you're following are making your life better. The downloads, the information that you're receiving, because I feel that a lot of people are receiving negative information, not realizing it. These people have no idea that they're channeling negative entities most of the time, right? But you guys need to make sure that the things that you're channeling and the teachings that you're following are actually things that are going to make your life better. It's one thing to be able to regurgitate Ascension knowledge back to people. It's another to be putting it into action and practicing and making your life better with it. So we're coming into a period of action this next month, like as we get ready to shift astrologically. This will be about taking more action. Make sure that, you know, these are not fear-based teachings and that they are out of love. Source, like, and if you want to ask what I channel, right? I always say I'm a galactic channel, and that I am, but I also am very connected to that source energy, and I'm channeling that a lot of the time. If you want to talk about pure source energy, it's nothing but love. Like, I have these, I guess you can call them glimpses in my life. Like when I was just getting married, I was like in the most extreme state of bliss, euphoria. Like, you know, we get these glimpses of where we're headed on this ascension. Whether a lot of people come to me and they have, like, they'll get a glimpse of the future. Like on my journey, I had several, like, visions of where I was going to be headed. You're getting just enough glimpses and clues to lead you on your path where you're meant to be. When I'm like at my best, right? When I'm at my best, or how I normally see all of you guys, and this used to drive some of my friends crazy because they would be like, are you blind, right? Are you blind? I see everyone as divine. That I don't care how much of a mess we are, because my house is under construction, and I'm thinking this morning, that's a good reflection of my internal state, all the chaos happening around here. Under construction, just like me, perfect, in alignment, right, with my environment. So I get that we're under construction and that we're doing this ascension and that we're evolving and changing fast, but wherever you are, the fucking complete mess that you are, the universe sees you as perfect. We always see ourselves distorted. That's where these distortions lie, how we're seeing ourselves and others. If you are looking at people to be the narcissist, they will be. If you are looking at people as divine in aspects of God, they will be too. A lot of this has to do with our perception and how we're seeing people, and we really need to learn how to see that we're all aspects of the universe. We're all consciousness experiencing itself. Like some of you guys that are parents, it's like giving birth to God. like if you want to get literal, that is an aspect of divinity. That some of the most highest paths are parenting and love here. Like, no joke. I knew this as a kid too, that I already was having near-death experiences and could see through the matrix. It's only love here. Like, we see everything else so distorted. I tell people that when I do readings, that when you die, all of that ego and bad experiences and everything fades away. Only love exists past that point. That's only in this realm that we have that ego kind of distortion going on. People would love to integrate the shadow with you and the rest of humanity. Do you not see that? They want us comfortable in the darkness. They will teach you about duality, how you need light and dark to learn. But I'm going to tell you, we came from places past that. We came from places past duality. We came from ascended states. We just know what to do here. This is all about spiritual purification and raising your vibration. Holly, I have to throw one more dig out about Teal Swan. I see she gets, first up, I had to tell people she reads her fucking videos. And I know she doesn't write them. So I know people are real into these teachings going around my Reiki group. First up, she reads her writings. They're not coming from her, and I see her getting attacked like worse than I ever seen anyone with all the anonymous and crazy stuff in our movement. So I see she's always getting attacked and really comfortable teaching darkness. And they have a lot of these celebrities that are doing this now. I look at Russell Brand like that, where he looks like he's rapid aging. His energy isn't so hot, but his words sound really good. His teachings sound really good. But you need to understand, while they're teaching the same things as us, they have their agenda wrapped into it too, with what they're doing with this separation and everything. I'm in a country that's about to be in crisis too. That this Brexit deal that they're going to do Brexit. They're telling everyone. They sold everyone on it. They're real excited. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but it's not going to play out like people think. And people are going to be real pissed off here when they don't leave the EU and things like that. So I'm kind of in a country that's in crisis too here. I just say it's like political drama central, where any kind of drama coming to anywhere in the world is probably coming from here. I don't like the teachings going. It's now hit my Reiki group. Someone came to me and posted a video of someone that does videos where I love catching paranormal things on video where they had entities in their video. I'm real into, if you guys have ghost pictures, alien pictures, UFO pictures, aura pictures, come find me, hit my inbox. I'm real into paranormal photography and stuff like that. So it's very concerning to me. Some of the people that are in these communities doing feeds too, it's concerning to me because I see, as a channel, I can really discern with what people are channeling. Watch out for some of those Pleiadian channels, right? Pleiadians, or it's Pleiadian, I don't know. Just use your discernment with the things that you're taking into your subconsciousness. It's just like television, right? I look at this as positive programming. I watch television, it's garbage, it's going to negatively program my subconscious. I'm not going to notice. I'm just going to space out and watch it. But, you know, I might start having abnormal dreams and other things leaking into my reality from that show. So I look at this like positive programming, but just use your discernment with everyone around you. It doesn't matter if it's people like me teaching on feed. It doesn't matter if it's your lover, your family members. Use discernment. Start to read people's energy and intent. That would have saved me a lot of hassle when I was asleep if I wasn't listening to people's words, because they all sounded great, right? They all sounded great. And so a lot of times I was listening to people's words. Start to read people's intent and energy too. You have to be service to others to be channeling the right way too. A lot of people don't realize that. It was something that I knew early on, because when I first awoken, I had to study a lot of Edgar Cayce's work in the Law of One and like all this random stuff. And I was made very aware, I always say this, that Edgar Cayce got polarized as a channel. So it's something that, you know, Mike has always taught me from a young age, that when you're channeling, that you need to be careful that you don't get polarized. What polarizes people? When you attack other people, when you use your power for bad, you can get polarized by by answering service to self questions for people too. That you have to be really careful in doing your readings and your spiritual work, because if people are coming and asking you service to self things, you can polarize yourself as a channel too. You have to be service to others in whatever regard. It's how we're getting sorted. It's how our polarity is determined. I tell people, just have the intent to want to be service to others, to want to help people. Have that intent, because that's everything, your intent. So it's very important that we're service to others in whatever regard. That means that we're doing what is best for everyone. The problem with the third dimension is that there are people like the pharmaceutical companies, which are doing what is best for themselves, right? And at a cost to humanity. So we need to come back to doing what is best for everyone. And there's a lot of people that have set aside their lives in service to try to do this ascension and help the collective around us. So we need to be service to others in whatever regard. When you're serving another person, you're serving yourself. That there is only you here. That when you help someone else, you're helping yourself too. It's the best way to raise your vibe is do something nice for someone. And so many people block themselves and are like, I can't, I can't, right? I can't do anything, blah, blah, blah. They'll give you excuses. You can make strangers smile, right? We're supposed to be the woke angel, earth angels of the Matrix. You can go out in the Matrix and, you know, someone having a real shitty day, you can smile at them and it'll lift their whole vibe. Good energy is contagious, just like negative energy. We are for sure one. People are seeing their lessons in a state of separateness. This person tortured me, I can't heal, right? They're getting hung up on these lessons. You know, this was nothing but a learning experience. I call it a learning facility. That's what it is. It's a learning experience. We're just meant to grow and to change. That we probably saw everything we didn't want to be like, and we're not supposed to get comfortable there. People are getting mad at me because they're like, we should be unconditionally loving everyone, and if you're toxic to my energy, I'll probably could get you out of my area. Like, I just don't want to be around people that are nasty to me, that treat me bad, that are disrespectful to me, and things like that. So I would not tolerate bad behavior just because you're unconditionally loving. I get that we're supposed to come back to unconditional love, but that's something that keeps people in unhappy relationships a lot of the time too, that they believe that this person is like their flame or their soulmate and that they have to love them unconditionally and put up with toxic behavior. I'm all about empowerment. However you can take back your power, whether it's you have a bad relationship, a toxic job for you, awful family members, whatever you don't like about your life, let's alchemize it. Get rid of it. Cut it out. And people are like, I can't do that. That's my kid's grandma. Why not? Why not? If the people make you feel bad or they're making you think negative thoughts, get rid of them. I found entities are real contagious. You go collide with a toxic person, you'll start to think negative like them. We're really energetic beings and we really impact each other just colliding with each other. Let go of more toxic people though, because we need to clear space. So even if they're not that toxic, I have people on my Facebook page that like were just like my friends like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and I just don't talk to them. Well, they're taking up space in my life by being on my Facebook page. So I found that when I clear that space out and get rid of the dead relationships around me, that new ones blossom and new things come. So we're doing a lot of clearing collectively. That this is a place where we stop and we clear karma. Alright, my karma is cleared, I'm helping other people clear theirs. That I knew that, you know, I did that process, right? Conquered the darkness within me, I was living in light. I knew I would have to go back into darkness to assist others though. So I see why people have this focus on it, but be careful when you're trying to heal other people that you're not having them revisit their traumas when you don't need to be, when these could be cleared energetically and we don't have to be, you know, going through these experiences again and again. Time to let go of any experiences that you did not like or you did not enjoy. Just time to let go of it all. I don't care if you need to like write a letter to yourself, a note, write it down, burn it, do something. Get it out of your consciousness. The things that we're holding on to are the things that are controlling our lessons that we don't like. With the narcissist, it's like the huge thing around here, right? We're supposed to be helping the empaths around our movements and drawing new empaths to us. So it's a huge topic, right? I feel like people go through those bad relationships because before they get to the real love too, because you know what, if you weren't so starving yourself for self-love, you wouldn't have been okay trying to get love from a narcissist. So it's all about self-love and loving yourself. You know, loving yourself so much it reflects in your outer reality and you find it everywhere. That's what this is all about, more self-love. A lot of times those empaths are trying to fix that narcissist and heal them at a detriment to themselves. So we need to learn how to put ourselves first in healing. I always say you can't usually heal your lovers anyway. You're usually too close to the situation. I know that if my husband needed Reiki, I can't heal him because I'm much too close to the situation. I wouldn't even try. So a lot of times those empaths are feeling that pull to heal people. And then they're, you know, putting up with toxic behavior because you're seeing that person in that unconditional kind of way. Use discernment with the people around you. Those are your lessons, the people around you. The ones not going good usually. The ones that you're not happy with. Those are your lessons to get past. And I feel like a lot of people are just creating the same thing time and time again. That honestly, I've had my life get reset a few times in this matrix, and I know you guys have too. So we're continually trying to build the same thing. Everyone has their own little template, right? And your version of your ideal reality probably looks pretty much the same every time. And these templates are not working out, that everyone's too comfortable in this old reality, not realizing that right now we're working on ourselves. And I honestly know that humanity is going to lose the material at some point. Like, we've been doing it again and again. It should be kind of familiar at this point. So we really had to be working on ourselves energetically to do this. Hi, Chris. On Facebook, bam, but I'm loving having everyone on here. I'm taking my time coming into work today. I've been working a lot. I'm catching up on things. My work is my bliss. It makes me happy. Makes me happy. It's better than when you roll out of bed. Harry said he wanted to take me to, I think it's called Dartmoor. I think that's where they kill people and put the bodies, to go look for some mushrooms this week. And I was like, well, you know, I have a job where I can just take off if I need to, right? And I was like all excited about it. So I found my bliss through my purpose. Like, you're gonna find your happiness that way. When I was going through the matrix and at jobs I didn't like, I was very depressed and unhappy. Like, your bliss will be your purpose, your mission. Well, what's your mission? Anything that's helping people? You are your mission. You are the mission. You. It's less about what you're doing with the people around you and everything to do with what you're doing with yourself. It's like an elevator ride. This island had black clouds. They need to stop geoengineering England. It had like black clouds, like insane clouds. I was gonna take a picture, but it was so dark I didn't even know if you could see it. It was like these big black clouds over this island. It was really crazy. Diane, good, ready for your mission. We're all in mission training. I said I was on my mission 3 years and I felt like I was just starting it again. Because we're continually changing ourselves and rebuilding ourselves, and so it's gonna change everything we're doing in our worlds. So, the masculine's going to feel this ascension this month. The next 2 weeks, because of Mars and Neptune, it's going to hopefully strip away some illusions. Any Pisces might be feeling like they're ready to act on their lives, right? Usually Pisces is like lay around dreamers. They'll probably feel extra motivated to take action on the things they want to change. So we have some dreamy, warlike elements. We have dreamy, warlike elements. I went into the Matrix and I was in this store and it felt just like a dream, like more so. But I mean, my frequency was through the roof. I was like working all day and I try to push my frequency as high as I can every day and push it through the roof. So I was really crazy high frequency and on this high from working. And I'm in this store and looking at random like wallpaper designs, right? And of course you couldn't find one, so I was like trying to instant manifest what we're looking for. And it was like a dream, I swear. It was like the store was changing its surroundings too. It was really awesome. This energy should feel more dreamlike. The higher frequency that you are in, the higher frequency you're vibrating at, the more of a density level that you're going to progress into. So we're losing density. A lot of people are feeling like shit around here. That's my husband. He's just not feeling it. A lot of people are feeling like, oh my god, I'm feeling worse. Maybe purge symptoms. Nicola said that she was feeling like purge symptoms. Well, it's actually more light filling our bodies. We're losing density fast. So what is happening is we have these cosmic energies hitting the planet, and we're having them all the time. They're amping up intensity too. We're getting hit with this cosmic energy, and we're holding more and more light. So as this process is happening, anything that you're holding on to, emotions, you know, anything heavy is coming to the surface. It's being released. And it might feel like you're releasing like an entire cycle of every life that ever occurred on this planet. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. We're clearing an entire cycle of every experience that happened collectively, simultaneously. It's a lot for our bodies to handle. The people that are tired, rest more so you don't get ascension symptoms. Like, this should just be your only focus, ascension. I know you guys have lives and kids and jobs, but it should be your main focus right now, what we're trying to do with this planetary ascension. Clearly it's important for humanity. I always say this is all temporary, and it is. People are too comfortable. You know that you don't grow good when you're comfortable. You know it's coming. You know it's coming, right? That we just don't grow. Allison says to me, it's like you get comfortable where you at, and something crazy happens, like our house burns down, or it's like you get too comfortable here. You know what I'm talking about, right? So people are very comfortable. I see Mike, the real Mike, on here too. People are really comfortable in their surroundings. Mike, I'm trying not to rant about bitch witches. We're getting our Burn the Witches campaign back, but not the good ones. You know the ones. I love it. The real witches know the ones. I'm reading the comments. So, we're trying to take action. Enough talking about Ascension, time to do it. You've watched enough videos to understand how reality works. It's a manifest reality. Our thoughts are controlling our reality. I have a situation I'm very concerned about with my mail. And I had to remember it's the manifest reality. I'm not going to be like Nicola and sit around and think negative thoughts. I'm thinking I'm getting my mail tomorrow. I'm getting my mail now. I'm using my free will to try to make it happen. So we had to really take power and control over our life at some point. If you don't like your life, perfect. Let's shift it. Create a new one. That we're continually recreating these little realities, little worlds, ourselves, time and time again. Yeah, Sherry, burn the witches. The bitches. The bitch ones. The ones reporting me. Well, you had to find your mission. I had someone that messaged me this morning and oh, it's loud, sorry. They're like, I'm in Thailand. I forget where they said they went from. Some other country, probably America. That they went to Thailand and then they were feeling like they made a mistake and they should leave. Just like I felt like in the UK, right? That they should leave. And then they even knew, they're like, I can't go back, right? You can't go back. Everyone's trying to go back, right? That you have to continue forward on your path. It's leading you somewhere. Don't second guess your intuition. So people get to this place like, okay, I did it. I went to this weird country. Now I'm kind of second guessing myself. Listen to your intuition. We can't go back. You don't understand timelines. That when you move forward, the timeline you were on gets destroyed. And so people are always trying to go back, right? Like, oh, I wish I could go back when I had this memory, or this was great, or I wish I could go back and do the same thing. It's not going to happen. It's windows getting taken out downstairs. I'm going to smoke another joint too. I'm taking my time today. They are pulling out the downstairs windows today, and so lucky it's a really nice day out. I mean, it's okay for the UK. It's not freezing. Because all the house is open, because they're pulling all the windows out. So it's really cold downstairs again. I'm back to complaining about the temperature. So they're doing, they did the upstairs windows already and boxed them in. So they just had to paint the windows. I'm real excited about this project too. I'm all for moving energy in any capacity, right? I'm all for creating, doing new things, moving energy. Time to clean your house out. Time to clean your closets out. Time to spring clean. This is a purge. I'm sorry. We're going to be purging the next year. You might want to make it easy on yourself, right? I forget. My husband said he lost some type of material object, and I was like, you know what? You only lose things with bad energy. Sorry. That if you lost material things on this journey, it probably had some negative energy associated with it. Like, you can't convince me otherwise that if you lose things, that's not why. So I'm all about moving the energy, rearranging furniture. We're doing a lot of rearranging. I hate the bed where it is. We rearranged it to here. We're going to move it again. So we're rearranging furniture too. There's a lot of scientific research that shows that if you're sick and you move your bed, that you'll heal probably like instantly. Like people that have problems and conditions that they can't heal and they're having a hard time with just because of the ley lines and the vortexes with the earth. So it's really good to move your furniture sometimes, maybe rearrange your house, do some spring cleaning, get rid of the shit in your garage or your basement that you're never going to use again. You know, I've changed the way I look at the material around me, where I used to like, you know, hold on to things I might use later. I might use that one day next summer. So now I only have things that I'm using all the time. Usually. So try to clean your house out more. Try to get rid of the things you're not using, because you'll manifest new things that you like. New things will vibrate in and gravitate to those areas to fill that space. So a lot of people have their houses full of shit, and they're like, I wonder why I can't manifest anything, right? I feel like I'm blocked manifesting. Well, you probably just don't have room for any more stuff in your house. Try to clear out your space. Move the energy around. Feng shui. Yeah, we're having furniture wars because I believe in having your furniture in certain areas in your room for feng shui. He doesn't. That's why this bed is getting moved again. We're gonna feng shui it. Your space is important. It should be a good reflection of what's going on with you internally. It's all chaotic here. Perfect, right? Perfect. Look, under construction, like me. So your house should be reflecting your internal state too. If you have a lot of chaos around you and clutter, you know, it's going to make you more chaotic energetically. So make your space reflective of what's going on with you spiritually. I like my space real zenned out. It makes me crazy when they're drilling and stuff because I like a real calm, serene kind of environment. But I'm still going to do my videos. I'm not going to let them shut me down too. So I'm still doing my videos, but I like my space like a certain way. I'm always burning incense and sage, and I like it real zenned out and calm. Play more binaural beats in your house. You know your house has a frequency too, and it's affecting yours where you live. So if you want to bring up the vibration in your house, sage, play some binaural beats. You know, the vibrations are really good for where you live. I'm real into these binaural beats. How's everyone else doing? I need Ascension questions to my business page inbox so I can do YouTube videos to entertain myself. I'll be using my FaceTime book time to do more videos. Hi Sarah, sending crazy Reiki. No one can move today, I heard. No one wants to move today, right? No one wants to move. That's a good energy report. Brittany's sick. I said that's the energy. She woke up sick. I'm gonna have to do a Reiki wall post for her. Yeah, my house is for sure purging. I'm manifesting pyramids around my bed and one outside too when it gets warmer, so I can't wait. We're doing some remodeling. That looks like pyramids for me, right? More pyramids, please. I want pyramids all over my reality. How do you push your frequency? I try to stay as high vibe as possible. Your thoughts are going to have more of an impact on your frequency than probably the food you're eating. A lot of people don't get that. That your thoughts are going to probably have the most effect. That you can take a picture, like if you're doing your aura pic, and you can see that if you're thinking about different things, it changes your energy. If I want to think about heart chakra centered things, it probably makes me real green, right? So our energy is changing every second. Our vibrations shifting and changing too, like all day long. We're like little radio receivers, right? And we're always flipping stations or dimensions. And based on our vibrational frequency, so the goal is to keep people really negative, and then they'll just be at a low frequency all day long. We can do it to ourselves, right? Control humanity's consciousness. People just sit around thinking shitty thoughts all day long, keeping their frequency low. We want to be as light as possible. We want to vibe as high as possible. I'm weird about my work day, first off, that people will be like looking for me. I had to wake up. I have a little routine. Wake up, do my videos, and then do my work. So I'm weird about my routine. I like more time in the morning because I feel like if you just jump out of bed and go to work, that you don't even have time to wake up and process the night before subconsciously. So I like more time in the morning, like I'll lay around so that I'm kind of in between that dream and awake state for that period. I take my free time in the morning. For me, that's when I can download. I'm more meditative. So I'm clearly a morning person. I like to set up my day like a certain way though. Set up your day like so that you have more time for yourself. I try to fit in like a bath, right? A bath. Try to set up your space. We want to put our frequency through the roof. Avoid toxic people. Everything is an energy exchange. You go collide with the most toxic person you know how you'll be feeling afterwards. Probably not great, probably tired, like you need a nap or you're real hungry, right? So everything is an energy exchange. Try to be around higher vibe people too. It can be very draining for me to be around certain people that are like asleep or have certain spiritual problems because I'm very spiritually sensitive energetically to people. So I try to avoid low vibe toxic people. It's one way I can vibrate higher if I'm not around my friends that are complaining all the time, right? Get rid of the people around you that complain all the time. It's bad for you to listen to it. It's programming you too when you're just even half listening to them, around them. Try to get rid of the toxic people around you. That's why we'll vibrate so much higher because they're just affecting your thoughts and how you're seeing people, viewing them, you know. Eat higher vibe food. More plants and veggies. You want to eat higher frequency food with a lot of life force energy. You're going to want more organic food too. And that's because GMO food has no life force energy in it. We're trying to have as much source energy in our body as we can. Food is very important too. Try to eat better food. I always say get rid of the sugar, Get rid of the table salt, replace it with sugar and the raw Himalayan salt. Ditch the meat, you're gonna have to at a certain point anyway. I know people will tell you that's not true, but I don't think that you can vibrate past a fourth density or fourth dimensional level if you're eating the meat, only because it's really dense and the fifth dimensional body isn't going to be able to handle it or process it because of the vibrations. I don't know, you might want to just do that now or start to do it. If you're eating meat, we always say just eat less meat. Try to eat less meat, try to switch it up, try some vegan, vegetarian food. You might actually really like it. They make a lot of really good food, vegetarian food. I never have a problem finding food anywhere. Anywhere I go to eat or anything. So, eat better food, get rid of the toxic people. You want to detox. And we're detoxing on a soul level. So I've been detoxing for a few years. It might lead to confusion, like, why am I still purging out all this garbage out of my body, right? I should be pretty purified after being on these vitamins a few years. You need to understand that we're also purging on a soul level, and our body is a filter. That everything coming out on a soul level that we've been hanging on to, a whole cycle of oppression, fucking shit lives. Narcissists, oh, you should have seen your past lives. You think this one was bad. Sorry, we woke up this life. Okay, so we're clearing a lot out on a soul level. As we're doing that, it's coming out of our body. You're having physical symptoms where you're having aching body, headaches, not feeling good, like you're detoxing. These are all detox symptoms. Any of the DNA upgrade symptoms, any of the Ascension symptoms, they're all kind of detox symptoms too. We had enough fluoride and third eye altering chemicals put into our natural environment that it shut down the frontal lobe for all of humanity. You too. That when we were asleep, that our entire frontal lobe was shut down, like inactive. That's scary. So at some point we got a lot of chemical exposure. I don't care if you're like, I don't vaccinate my kid. I have a whole house water filtration system. It's okay. They're getting it to us one way or another. They have it covered, right? You're breathing it, okay? We have fucking robot mosquitoes, all this weird stuff around here. So at some point, just going through this matrix, we're living on a toxic planet. Why do you think everyone's sick right now? Like, you know that at the beginning of the cycle, people were not all sick with cancer and dying. And that's a big area of concern intergalactically too for extraterrestrials, that they're very concerned that we're living in such a toxic environment with all the cancer and things like that spreading because we're doing it to ourselves. That's how it seems intergalactically, that we're doing this stuff to ourselves. Everyone worries, like you see these movies about aliens being a threat. We're the threat. Look at people harming one another, killing each other, right? Poisoning one another. They see it as we're doing it to ourselves, that we're so cut off spiritually that people do not know what they're doing or they would not be doing it. It's kind of horrifying that we have guns everywhere and weapons everywhere too, because you know that intergalactically, usually guns aren't allowed like that. And it's really concerning. Enough that we are quarantined in this area because we're a risk to the entire universe, galaxies, call it what you want. Call it prison planet, but yes. My husband says the elite are going to live in space today. I said, no, they're not. They're going to live in space. I guess they're taking all the cash and they're floating places up there to live. Some kind of bases that float around, right? And they're probably going to try to destroy the planet, I heard. I was like, well, they're not going to live in space. We're quarantined. Good luck with that. Sorry, you're not allowed on the moon. It's already colonized and you're not allowed. Sorry, you can't live on Mars because the Martians already blew up the entire atmosphere. Nice scams, though. 5G is here. That's another way that they're controlling our frequencies. Everyone has a phone. I'm the worst. I'm on my devices all day long. These are running on electromagnetic frequencies, just like the 5G Wi-Fi, just like the towers everywhere. Even without 5G, we have fucking towers everywhere. Electricity running everywhere. Call it what you want. There's a lot kind of going on in our environment, and we are just like channels. All they gotta do is give you a vaccine and it's gonna throw you off your frequency, lower you just enough so that you're not in contact with the information that you need to be connected to. It's just a war on humanity's frequency. Clearly you don't want to put more metals into your body, that we're trying to pull them out. The thing with metals is that they never leave your body ever. So keep vaccinating your kid their whole life, and eventually these metals build up and you see people getting very sick from them. They're neurotoxins. They're very bad for us. So you want to avoid metals. Well, where are these metals? Well, they're in our air. If you see them chemtrailing where you live, go inside. Don't breathe that in. That's aluminum. We see vaccines where they're injecting people with mercury. They're in a lot of the medications that people are taking. People don't realize things like Prozac are liquid fluoride, and they're going to the doctor and taking these medications. And if you had a lot of health care, you're going to have more to detox like I did. So we see them just being introduced. There's aluminum in kids' food. Look at the cereal. They put it in the cereal. There's Roundup being sprayed on wheat and corn and things like that. So we're getting chemicals pretty much everywhere. It's in the water. There's arsenic all in the water in America, and cancer. So many cancer-causing carcinogens that they even have to release. That's scary. So it doesn't matter if you're drinking bottled water, your kid's taking a bath in this toxic water. The soil. In America, the whole middle of the country, the soil has all that Roundup, glyphosate, and cancer-causing chemicals in it. So we have chemicals seeping into the soil. Your food's being grown in that air, in that soil, so you can't avoid this stuff. So, more detoxing. You don't detox your kids. I always say this. The kids, oh my god, they're doing way better than you ever did. Look at them as your future incarnation. Everyone's like, oh, my kids, I'm worried that they won't ascend. Don't worry, all they do is vibrate. All we got to do is vibrate on our frequency, right? They're already real tuned in. Do not try to detox your kids. At the most, I say give them turmeric in their food, the organic turmeric powder. Just try to avoid giving them the garbage so that they won't need to detox when they're older. So, yeah, coffee talk. I'm having coffee talk. So, everyone needs to detox, too. That'll raise your vibe. The toxic people around you that aren't doing inner work, I found that when they detox, it's very helpful, too, for their frequency. Detoxing is a huge component. If you have metals all in your body, you're going to be at a lower frequency. So, detoxing is a huge part of this. Clearly, they didn't have the poison everywhere when they were teaching Ascension in past places like Egypt and Atlantis, but even then, before all of the toxins, it was very important to detox the physical body. It's a huge component in all of this. That's why, people are going to get to a place where we come back to this oneness because of the need to heal, where people are going to have had enough of being poisoned and be sick and find unity that way. But it's really important that we learn that our body is that temple. It's also capable of interdimensional time travel, right? Recoding humanity, all sorts of really cool things that we really weren't taught about. So we're going to have to get back to purifying our body. I'm always saying that the stronger you'll be will be determined by how pure you are as a channel. So more purifying to raise your frequency, get rid of the toxic people, get rid of the toxic food. Alcohol. Can't even. I've had a lot of crazy experiences in this matrix that brought me to where I am with the knowledge that I have. Alcohol, something that, and drugs, things that cut you off from your higher self, your connection with source, but I'm always saying they target your liver. Avoid anything bad for your liver. Your liver is the connection to the etheric. So we see a lot of viruses that the government has engineered, like hepatitis C and other ones that are attacking people's liver. As I said, it's a connection to your etheric. It's very important that your liver is nice and clean and pure, right? It's just to be filtering the toxins out. I know chlorella is really good for the liver too. It's just good for like your whole body and detoxing and regenerating your DNA and your cells and stuff. So that's really good for your liver. You're going to want to keep your liver clean. Do not take medications and alcohol that's bad for your liver. It's very important in all of this. Your liver, yes. Keep your liver clean. We want to clean your liver out. Clean your liver out. Well, since half the light workers were on drugs, pharmaceuticals, right? So we're going to be doing some liver etheric cleaning, though. It's very important. So you see alcohol is something very bad for your liver. Guess what happens? People get possessed. They get taken over spiritually. I always tell you guys the story about the guy who died, and he lived by a bar, and he could see the spirits jumping in and out of people and controlling them like puppets, right? And there's a lot of stuff that shows how bad alcohol is, because I think that if you get to a low enough frequency, you can be possessed. You can be spiritually taken over, spiritually controllable. And so they just want to keep humanity at that low frequency. It's like the Matrix. When that guy, I forget his name, Mr. Anderson, he goes in and out of the bodies in the Matrix, right, to try to find them. It's like that with the negative entities, that they can possess anyone at a low frequency, unfortunately. Most people won't notice, right? So if anyone ever had a blackout drinking experience, congratulations, you were possessed, for sure. So try to avoid the alcohol. I know, like, I had to get married and I had to drink because this is the UK, and it just don't even ask. So what I would do is I was just drinking like really weak wine. Like, so while everyone else was drinking the crazy booze, I was drinking real weak drinks. If you're going to a celebration for the holidays, try to stick to red wine, I always say. Let's talk about corporations with Christmas now, because I'm just finishing my weed and I have real topics in my other video. So, we see Christmas and holidays. They don't do Thanksgiving here. I guess it's because they are celebrating being independent from the British in America when they do Thanksgiving. I don't know what happened to that. We Googled it. There are like 15, maybe between 10 and 15 countries that do Thanksgiving. They are clearly celebrating the end of slavery from the British as well. So you guys are going to be probably having maybe a Thanksgiving or Christmas coming up and family stuff. Make sure that even as consumers in your everyday life, not just for Christmas, but in your everyday life, that you are not supporting corporations that you hate. We see Johnson & Johnson, the baby company, giving people cancer. We see GMO food that's using those proceeds to kill humanity and things like that. Try to make sure you guys are buying better products. People forget that we hold all the power here as consumers, that we make this world go round by spending our money, and you know, that's what is supporting the things we don't like. I always say, don't give your money to assholes. Stop supporting these corporations that are destroying humanity. You know the ones. Try to spend your money better as consumers. If everyone just stops shopping and buying garbage, they'll stop making it. People don't realize that since everyone's buying the GMO food, there's a huge demand for it, so they're going to make more of it. So, try not to buy products from consumers that you hate. Try not to be buying, I don't know, Roundup, right? GMO food, you know, corporations that are poisoning humanity, whatever it is. So we need to also spend our money better as consumers. We need to be buying organic things, and then they're making more of it when people are starting to buy vegetarian and vegan food, and now there's much more of a selection of it. Make sure that you're spending your money powerful as a consumer, that you're not just buying garbage you don't need. Start to spend your money better in whatever regard. That's the problem with America. They just want you to buy so much garbage to keep you more in slavery, to keep you working all the time more. Try to simplify your lives too. That it makes you easier on you when you're not stressed out all the time and needing so much money. If you can simplify things, that how you're living too. And you know, the problem with America, everyone wants to live in excess, and then they're living the American dream with 2 maxed out credit cards and a mortgage they can't afford with kids, and trying to work a prison plate, a job they hate. And that's what went wrong with the American dream. Try to simplify things too. It's about getting back to the spiritual and kind of setting aside a lot of the material too. I mean, if you know that you're going to lose everything material around you, wouldn't you be living your life differently? I know a lot of people are working very hard for the material around them, not understanding how this is all going to kind of play out. And then think about all that money you're wasting when you're buying material stuff that could just, you know, go away when this system gets upgraded in some regard. So try to invest more in yourself, your own energy. Like, what that looks like for me in my life is I'm going to spend my money on vitamins, better food, shit for myself probably, and less on the material around me. Yeah, try to simplify. Good. Manifested phones. I like that. I always say you guys should put your manifestations on the wall, especially now my Reiki group is just dead because I can't even participate in it. Make sure you guys are putting out your manifestations too. I always make posts. It helps me manifest really easy. More manifesting with this month. We're very lucky. We're really lucky. We have this Jupiter placement, and it's like, if anyone was going to win the lotto, Holly, it's this month. Like, if anyone's gonna, you know, be making these huge, crazy changes, dream bigger. I'm reading the comments. I got my chill, Cali kind of trippy music on. I love it. Yeah, try to just spend your money better. Stop buying GMO foods. They'll stop making it. Well, Holly Moore, liver. Listen, Mike had hepatitis C, I always say, and then he went to the doctor and he didn't have it anymore, but at the time when he got a biopsy, he had really bad liver damage, And I've known a couple other people like that with the same story, almost identical. So they tell you that there's no cure and you have to go pay a lot of money for their pharmaceuticals, and you can't cure a lot of things, right? There's no cure for this, that, and that. But take our garbage, we'll try to make it better. But I'm telling you, the body is much different than we've been led to believe. And that was a virus. Hepatitis is a virus. And we have antibodies in our DNA for these viruses too, right? Activate your DNA, and your body should become virus resistant too. So we're kind of learning how we're healing. That chlorella will repair and regenerate your entire liver. I know you guys have seen where they can, like, the liver can regrow itself too. This is about having our body as pure as possible. You pretty much want to be running on source energy, right? When you need to detox, I would always feel really tired. It would make me feel more sluggish too when you have all those metals in your body. Like, it makes you more tired. When you take the chlorella, it will really help your energy levels too. Like, once you detox, your energy levels will go up a lot higher. I love it. Shelby getting rid of cancer with weed and turmeric. I had chemotherapy. It was the worst fucking experience. As like a 15-year-old kid, it was really bad. You know that they made those drugs poisoning people during World War II. They poisoned people with mustard gas. They thought it was really effective, and it pretty much kills every cell in your body. Like, it kills the healthy ones too. You probably just want to die getting chemo. It's very toxic. So like I said, if you had a lot of health care, whether it was that or pills or just a lot of doctor lab work, whatever it was, if you had a lot of medical encounters, you need to detox more. We have a lot of people with cancer. You want to alkalize the body. It's basically where you become toxic. Like, I lived in a very toxic environment when I got it. It's not a shocker to me if you know me. I'm really sensitive to my surroundings and the people around me. It's not a shock that I was absorbing all this negative energy as a kid and not understanding it. So a lot of people get it from a toxic environment. I see a lot of people with bad marriages that end up getting cancer, or where they're living, that it becomes toxic to them too. It can become very toxic to your energy where you're living or who you're living with. But you want to alkalize the body. Your body has attacked itself. That your good cells have become cancerous to the point where you're attacking yourself. And it's to shift your polarity. These kind of things, these kind of energies are to make you seek God. Same with like car accidents, anything with that chaos, it's called chaos energy that causes cancer. And it is to make you get spiritual, to seek God. If you think you're going to die, you're probably going to start to think about big questions, the universe, right? Probably look at life a little bit differently, but it is to change your polarity in whatever regard. But your body becomes acidic, right? You're becoming toxic to yourself. That's why toxic people can make us toxic too, our energy. So you become toxic. We want to alkalize the body. You should pretty much be living on fruit and vegetables if you have cancer. You should get rid of the meat too. Like I said, you're eating food with zero life force energy that's very filling to you, very dense to you, and it's not going to be good for your body either. You should definitely, if you have cancer, eliminate meat and pretty much be living on fruits and vegetables and smoothies, and you want to alkalize your body if you want to get rid of it. They don't teach you that getting chemo, right? Because usually that's not even effective, or they have to do all this other stuff. They're just killing every cell in your body to try to do it, and a lot of people do die from chemo. I look at healthcare as very primitive. So you want to alkalize your body. I always say that iodine and colloidal silver are really good too for cancer. The chlorella is amazing for cancer. It will help purify your body, detox. If you're sick in any regard, it doesn't matter if it's cancer or anything, that you have to detox. That's a big component of it, that when your body becomes toxic from the chemicals in it, that you need to detox them out. So if you ever get sick, your body has become toxic, time to detox. I always say it's amazing that like that chlorella will heal like 90% of people. It doesn't matter what they're sick with ever. I don't know, they used it in Atlantis. I don't have a lot of information about it. Other than that's what we need to do this ascension and to detox humanity. It's what's going to work best. I see a lot of people taking the diatomaceous earth. That is an algae, but it strips your body of the good things that you need in it too. So I would not recommend that one. I did take it for a week because I have an open mind. I did take it for a week. It's not going to do anything different than the chlorella. When you're taking supplements, less is more. You don't want to take like 50 supplements. You want to try to stick to the minimum so they work better. I've seen people take too many vitamins and then they don't work and they might get sick or something. So less is more. That is a different type of LJ. And so LJ is really good. I always say that it purifies the ocean, and we're kind of made of water. So that's the best thing that I've found to detox that works the best. I don't like the other detox things. I have tried many of them. Yeah, iodine can turn you funny colors, I asked. Yeah, I was like, isn't that the stuff that turns you blue? Follow dosage directions on the bottle. Except for the chlorella, you want to take 1,000 milligrams a day, but I say follow dosage instructions on the bottle. But that's really good for cancer. So is the chlorella. A lot of people are waking up sick. I said that yesterday, that people wake up, the healers, the empaths, right? They're either waking up because they're like, oh my god, my boyfriend might be a dynamic entity, the narcissist, or I'm sick as fuck, right? I just woke up and I'm sick as fuck and my body's falling apart because I've been absorbing all this toxic energy, didn't know anything about it. So a lot of people that are healers wake up really sick because you have to learn how to heal yourself first. Welcome to healer training, right? I see Shelby's kid with the broken bones, right? They're in healer training already. So a lot of people that had a lot of bad health, injuries, things like that, you are a healer. You're meant to heal yourself first before you can heal others. I think that's a lot of the problem around here, that we always have the desire to help and assist others without being fully healed. And I know that if you collided with me in the Matrix when I was asleep, I would have acted as a catalyst for you in some way, which is never good. I would have been a great catalyst to run into. So that's never good. We want to have good energy. We don't want to be, sharing toxic energy. We want to be making our energy good and sharing good energy. But, a lot of people asleep have this built-in, desire to serve, and the dark sees that and really preys upon that with our situations. Our whole lives are kind of orchestrated, and yeah, they've been manipulated. So, the dark sees that desire to serve and would send us, these messed up situations where we would try to help, and it would probably make our life fallen and things like that. So we're learning how to use discernment in helping others, that we have to help ourselves first, and we can't, be the martyr and ruin our life to try to save someone else in whatever regard. That's what happens with these relationships. People don't care, their world's fallen in, they're trying to help someone else. So it's about having discernment and coming back to ourselves too. But I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to do a real video. But stay really high vibe. I know a lot of people aren't feeling today. Try to raise your frequency. Put on some music you like. Sage your house. Start to clean up your house. It'll move the energy real fast in your space.